afternoon. On behalf of the Winooski graduating class of 2003, I would like to thank you for being here today to share this momentous occasion. As I look out into the audience, I can see many familiar faces: family, teachers, past and present, and friends. These are the faces we'll always remember when we look back on these years. We invite you to share in our laughter and tears one last time, as you have always been there to share them in the past. Thank you.
Before I present the 2003 recipient of the Robert E. Landry Award, I'd like to share with everyone the fact that today is the 40th year that this award is being presented in memory of Robert E. Landry. He was a member, an employee, and a friend to all. The VFW strongly believes that it clearly shows that Winooski cares about their kids, and that in the 40 years that they've been presenting the award, not once have they lacked a nominee. This year's recipient is a person that has made a significant contribution to the youth of our community. 15 years ago, she organized the Winooski Spartan Booster Club. She has been the organization's president all of those 15 years. She was instrumental in a number of things that happened through the boosters, including lights on the football field, scoreboards for the basketball, soccer, and softball teams, flagpoles for the football field, dugouts for the softball and baseball fields, pitching machines for the baseball team, a batting cage for the baseball and softball team, scholarships for 4 athletes sponsored by the boosters, and award blankets to senior athletes. This year, I'm very honored to present the Robert E. Landry Award to Sue Maynard.
Good afternoon. The salutatorian for the graduating class of 2003 is Jamie Aldirai. Jamie is the daughter of Denise and Anthony Aldirai. During her years here at Winooski High School, Jamie participated in basketball for 3 years, cheerleading for 1 year, was captain for junior varsity basketball, and was a member of the National Honor Society. She enjoys drawing and playing basketball. After high school, Jamie will be attending Champlain College to earn a degree in multimedia and graphic design. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2003 salutatorian of Winooski High School, Miss Jamie Aldirai.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Good afternoon, everyone. To be truthful, I wasn't really crazy about speaking today. You can't tell, can you? But all my friends teachers, and family helped me realize what a great honor this is. In the words of Arlie Scully and Amanda Vians, deal with it. Well, Amanda and Arlie, I'm going to deal with it, but I'm already crying, so you guys gave me encouragement, and I needed it. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who has made these last 4 years the best. It seems like yesterday we were back in 9th grade, saying how slowly the years would go by. Now here we are at graduation. And the last 4 years have just flown by so quickly. People don't seem to realize that it's over until it happens, and it hits you. Well, here we are, seniors. We've grown up together, and some of us have made forever friends. After graduation, many of us are going our separate ways, but just remember all the good times we've had. I'd like to say thank you to the faculty, especially our senior TAs who have had to put up with us for the last 4 years. You teachers are what make this school the best and a wonderful place to learn and grow. When students and teachers are able to have normal conversations and are able to laugh, it makes the student-teacher relationship like a family. Like in Mr. McQuinn's government class, each one of us had differences and opinions, but we had some great laughs, especially when we have a teacher like Mr. McQuinn, who likes to pick on himself. The underclassmen may not realize it now, but by the time senior year rolls around, they will. Just be patient. I'm sure our whole class appreciates what you've done for us. Thank you. Parents and friends, I'd like to thank you for sticking up for us and for our class and helping to raise money for us. You put together our senior picnic and helped raise money for our senior trip and other sports and activities in our school. Whether it's out in the freezing cold or in 100-degree weather, you were there raising the money, and then you had to go and count every penny of it. Even when times are hard, you were there and strong. Thank you for your devotion to our class. And finally, I'd like to thank the class of 2003 for sticking this year out, especially in difficult times. You all remember the terrible senior projects we all complained about. Well, we pulled together as a class, just like a family. You all worked your hardest to get to where you are, and everyone is proud of you. Each of you is a shining star in your own way. Just remember, when times are rough, there are always shoulders for you to cry on. They're sitting all around you right now. Our community is small, and our school is small. We're just like a family. We all should be thankful because there's not usually anyone you can't walk around and see and start a conversation with. In larger towns and cities, people walk down the street not knowing anyone. Just think for a moment the number of friends and people you know who care about you for living in this small town of Winooski. To the class of 2003, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you sometime down the road. Let's make sure it happens. Thank you.
Before I present the valedictorian for the class of 2003, I would like to make a special recognition. It has come to my attention that there's a gentleman in the audience that graduated from Winooski High School 65 years ago, Mr. Raymond Campbell. Would you please stand, please? Our valedictorian for the class of 2003 is Nathan Sucher. Nate is the son of Gary and Janet Sucher. While at Winooski High School, Nate was a member of the National Honor Society. Nate has been a co-captain of the varsity basketball team for 3 years. He is a 3-time Vermont All-League player, a Burlington Free Press Academic All-Star, and a 1,000-point scorer with a total of 1,194 points for the basketball team. Nate will be attending University of Vermont with a full scholarship. He plans to major in business administration. Please welcome the 2003 valedictorian for Winooski High School, Mr. Nate Sucher.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2003 Winooski High School Commencement Ceremony. As many of you know, this class has remained one of the closest-knit groups throughout the years, and we have each remained at each other's sides, encountering countless challenges together as a group. We have witnessed each other at our best times, but also at our worst times, and these memories that we created will stay with us for a lifetime. Each of us has learned that life isn't just about doing well in school, but it's about forming who you are as a person. And sitting here are some extraordinary people who we have watched develop throughout the years. The beginning of our unity began way back in 8th grade with the most special of teachers, Mrs. Grady. She single-handedly pulled us together as a group and created an atmosphere of friendship, caring, and hard work that has remained with us throughout high school. The roots of our memories as a class begin with her, and like every other teacher at this school, deserves a world of praise for her hard work and dedication. The teachers and students have grown to form unique bonds and oftentimes serve just as much as friends to the students as they do teachers. Many of us have not yet noticed, but this is the end of something spectacular, and the memories we created here will last forever, whether good or bad. Part of everyone wants to go barging through the doors and scream for freedom, but I think deep inside, the majority of people here will miss the fabulous bonds and friendships we have created with both the students and the teachers. From all the homecomings, proms, and sporting events to seeing Mrs. Townsend on a roller coaster for the first time in her life, our memories are the most valuable thing we will take from our years here. The future is always built on your experiences of the past, and they will always influence what you do in the future. Tonight will be the last, this afternoon will be the last we spend together as a class. Where do we go from here? Each of us has a different answer. It would be impossible to know exactly where our lives will take us, but that's all right. Most times we stumble upon our future with eyes closed. Live life to its fullest and remember that you have the power to change the world. The most important advice that I can give to you is never underestimate the power of your actions. With one small gesture, you can change a person's life, for better or worse. As the 19th century civil rights advocate Benjamin Mays once said, "The tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It is not a disgrace to reach for the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Not failure, but low aim is a sin." Thank you and good luck to all the graduates with whatever life brings your way.
During our years at Winooski Middle School, we all encountered Mrs. Mickey Grady in one way or another. For those of us who were members of the BB team, we encountered her weekly during inter-teaming sessions during our 7th grade year. Those of us on her Roadrunner team learned much during our 7th grade year in our social studies classes. Our 8th grade year, the teams combined to form one team, the Roadrunners. Mrs. Grady made the transition easy for all of us with her warm smile and pleasant attitude. She constantly strove to make school a fun and welcoming place for all of us. Her hard work during the interdisciplinary units, especially the Iditarod unit, showed us that learning doesn't always have to be traditional or black and white. Her thoughts of the day made us reflect, and we grew an appreciation for epithets. Mrs. Grady's hard work in the classroom will always be remembered, but she took this dedication into the area that takes teachers from the category of good into the category of great. Mrs. Grady took a genuine interest in each of us as students. She asked, "How are you?" every day, and expected a sincere response, which most of us were more than happy to give. She was never too busy for any question, and her answers brought wisdom and comfort. We respected her as a teacher, but we trusted her as our friend. There was no age barrier or intimidation factor with Miss Grady. Her warm heart and open attitude created a classroom where we could grow as scholars and mature into the young adults we are now. Her mantra, "Good enough never is," was ingrained into our minds and our hearts. It was excellent advice then, and as we start a new chapter into our lives, it is excellent advice now. It is obvious that Mrs. Grady's legacy lives on in the former members of the Roadrunner team, who are now the graduating class of 2003. I am honored and proud at this moment to introduce to you our inspiration, Mrs. Madeline Grady.
Superintendent Karen, members of the Winooski School Board, faculty, staff, parents, relatives of the graduates, friends, and especially the members of the class of 2003, greetings. My remarks are sincerely addressed to the graduating class. When I received the invitation to join you today, I was truly humbled. I always told you I would be back for your graduation, but I expected to be in the back row, waiting to congratulate you. I told my husband that to be given this opportunity was certainly one of the greatest moments of my 37-year teaching career. And then I quickly told him, of course, I wouldn't be able to do it. It would be too hard for me. He replied, "Mickey, if I remember correctly, that was the class that worked so hard for you. So here I am." I expect the reason you asked me back was because you wanted to have one more class. So as usual, we'll start with a thought for the day, credited to Marva Collins. I'm not going to ask you to interpret this one. It is just to you from me. I am a teacher. A teacher is someone who leads. There is no magic here. I do not walk on water. I do not part the sea. I just love children. Of course, we'll need to touch on Vermont geography and history. You already know what Ethan Allen said when he captured Fort Ty, and you know where Snowflake Chocolates got their name, and you know why there's a Hetty Green Motel in Bellows Falls. You were surprised to learn that the first ski tow in the United States was powered by a humble Model T engine on the slopes of Woodstock. You were intrigued to know that the first American patent was issued to a Vermonter. But don't forget the blackboard, the school globe, and even the eraser have their beginnings in our state. You took part in many activities dealing with the geography of Vermont, especially the Champlain Basin. We learned about local and state government. I took part in my first mayoral campaign with you. On a related note, Vermont was the first state to make a provision for the absentee ballot. That was in 1896. To be able to vote is a privilege, and I charge you to always exercise this freedom. The more we studied literature and looked at the arts, you soon realized that even today, more than ever, Vermont is a cradle for authors, poets, and hundreds of artisans. I remind you of these facts simply because I want you to always be proud of your roots. Most of you know that I was born and raised in Sheffield, Vermont. I attended a one-room school where one teacher taught grades 1 through 8. She was always my role model, and I am thankful I had the opportunity to tell her so. My point is, I never forgot my roots. I am a Vermonter, and I'm proud of it. Yes, the class of 2003 is unique. Some of you have been together for many, many years, and other of us joined you along the way. I have read your names on the honor roll, seen your pictures taken at sporting events, visited with some of your employers, and I've read about your community service work since middle school days. This seems like a good time to reminisce a bit. Bear with me a couple minutes while I highlight some of the activities I recall. Remember when the big event was the annual overnight campout? Now that was a learning experience for all of us. I was always proud of each of you when you were selected as the Student of the Month. Remember the food drives and the team tutoring after school. You saw the photos this morning showing you delivering happiness boxes to the residents at Springs Garden. You later conquered needlepoint and took the Valentine projects to these same people. You made them very happy. You took part in the Iditarod when you were a builder, a driver, a rider, or a dog. When the Governor's Assembly came to our school, I was proud that you represented us. When we visited legislature, remember they asked, who's running Winooski today? So many dignitaries had come with us. I was proud to have representation from your class at the middle level scholar banquet. Remember the TA competitions. Think for a minute about the special people who worked with us. The Belays, Mrs. Richardson, Mrs. Couliard, Mrs. Blow, Miss Vincent, and everyone else that helped us. We're especially thankful that your parents were always there for us. Yes, you were the Roadrunners, and about 20 of us were the Grady Bunch. Many of you have realized that you now need a little more education or training, and you have started down those paths. A wise elderly man once told me I would never regret any money I spent on my education. I have thought of him many times. Would you believe it? The year that I graduated from high school was the year that Vermont State Colleges started charging tuition to in-state students. I asked my dad how we could ever come up with the money. By cashing in a savings bond for my grandparents, $5 gifts from relatives and friends, and some scholarships, we got the money together for the first semester. But I had to take out a national defense loan to cover second semester. I was so reluctant to sign those papers, and I asked my dad several times if he thought I would ever be able to pay back that $400. As you know, I am a lifelong learner. I have invested lots of time, effort, and money in education, and I have absolutely no regrets. Yes, it took me a few years, but I was able to repay my loan. My first teaching contract for $4,300 helps me make my first payment. Yes, times have changed, but the need for further training and education was never more vital than it is today. As you prepare to leave Winooski Middle High School, you probably have mixed emotions. You should be very proud of your accomplishments thus far. This is indeed a big step in your lives. And even though you're leaving the halls of the building, and some of you are even leaving the state of Vermont, you are not leaving us. Each of you is part of a school community, this school community. We have stood with you for many years, and we are not going to stop caring about you. As a community, we look forward to learning how you're making your mark in the world. So do not hesitate to drop us a note occasionally, or email us for all you techies. I am networked. We'll always be interested in you and your future. I'd like to leave you with some thoughts I hope you'll think back at. P is for pride. Always be proud of your Winooski and Vermont roots. R, read. Keep reading, but take time to appreciate and contemplate the content. I, investigate every opportunity that offers growth for you. D, devote some time to making the world a better place. E, enjoy the company of others. No one should be alone in this world. You know the real meaning of pride. Just keep practicing the letters of both acronyms. As I close, I want to share a favorite poem of mine written by Robert Fulghum. Share everything, play fair, Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours and say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work some every day. Take a nap in the afternoon. And when you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Grady. Before awarding the graduation scholarships and awards, it is appropriate for us to recognize members of the class of 2003 who have been honored with financial awards this spring in other settings. Please stand to be recognized as your names are read. Recipients of the Winooski Booster Club scholarships: Leanne Grigsby, Arlene Scully, Nathan Sucher, and Amanda Viennes. Recipient of the Janet Muir Memorial Scholarship, Nikki Dion. Recipient of the Green and Gold Scholars Program Scholarship at the University of Vermont, Nathan Sucher. Recipients of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Scholarship, John Ryan Post number 1767, Leanne Grigsby and Amanda Viennes. Recipient of the Essex Center for Technology Anne Dion Memorial Scholarship and the Cosmetology 2 Instructors Award, Hannah Doobie. Recipient of the Essex Center for Technology Pepsi Scholarship and a Cosmetology 2 Instructors Award, Cassie McLeod. Recipient of the Essex Center for Technology Alumni Award and a Cosmetology 2 Instructors Award, Amanda Gaudette. Recipient of the Essex Center for Technology Co-op Award, the Outstanding Engineering and Architectural Design Student Award, and the Center for Technology Outstanding Student Award, John Lamoth. And the recipient of the Vermont Honor Scholarship for the Essex Center for Technology, John Lamoth. Certificates of award. These awards are given in recognition of outstanding accomplishments in individual academic areas and school activities. We are pleased to announce special achievement in one area this year. To honor 3 seniors who have, throughout their high school years, taken the most challenging English classes and worked diligently in all of them, Mrs. Lawson leaves each of you with a surprising token of her gratitude and affection, a book. The 3 recipients are Paula Fountain, Arlene Scully, and Nathan Sucher. The VFW Community Service Award. The VFW Community Service Award is presented to 2 graduates in recognition of outstanding community service. The 2003 recipients of the VFW Community Service Award are Nikki Dion and John Lamoth. The Samuel Samuelson Memorial Award. The Samuel Samuelson Memorial Award is presented to the student who has shown the greatest desire for learning during the 4 years of high school. The recipient of the Samuel Samuelson Memorial Award for 2003 is Bong To. Jeffrey W. Savoy Memorial Scholarship. The Jeffrey W. Savoy Memorial Scholarship is presented by Freedom Partners to a student with financial need who is continuing his or her education. The 2000 recipient of the Jeffrey W. Savoy Memorial Scholarship is Leanne Grigsby. Green Mountain Antibodies Science Scholarship. The Green Mountain Antibodies Science Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who has financial need, has demonstrated academic excellence, and an aptitude for science, and who is pursuing a science-related major in college. The 2003 recipient of the Green Mountain Antibodies Science Scholarship is Bong To. Winooski's Eagles Scholarship. The Winooski Eagles Scholarship is presented by an anonymous donor to a deserving student continuing his or her education. The 2003 recipient of the Winooski Eagles Scholarship is Ann Pecor. Winooski Knights of Columbus Scholarship. The Winooski Knights of Columbus Scholarship is presented by the St. Stephen's Council to a deserving student. The 2003 recipient of the Winooski Knights of Columbus Scholarship is Brittany Campbell. Service Scholarship. The Service Scholarship, sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to a student who volunteers dependable and well-organized assistance within the school and/or within the community. The 2003 recipient of the Service Scholarship is Amanda Viennes. The Board of School Directors Awards. These awards, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, are presented to two graduates who have shown the most improvement during their 4 years of high school. The 2003 recipients of the Board of Directors Award are Brittany Campbell and Christopher Gagne. Student Council Scholarship. The Student Council Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to a student who has made notable contributions to bettering Winooski High School, who has served his or her community, who is active in school activities, and who handles responsibilities willingly and efficiently. The 2003 recipient of the Student Council Scholarship is Amanda Viennes. Winooski Police Employees Association Scholarship. The Winooski Police Employees Association Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to students going on to college in the field of criminal justice or social service. The 2003 recipients of the Winooski Police Employees Association Scholarship are Michael Shepard and Amanda Viennes. Community Theater Award. The Community Theater Award is presented to a student who has actively participated in school and community theatrical productions. The 2003 recipient of the Community Theater Award is Arlene Scully. Ella Mae O'Brien Scholarship. The Ella Mae O'Brien Scholarship, given by Dr. and Mrs. Robert O'Brien in memory of Ella Mae O'Brien, is presented to the young woman who best exemplifies her qualities. The 2003 recipient of the Ella Mae O'Brien Scholarship is Leanne Grigsby. John E. O'Brien Memorial Scholarship. The John E. O'Brien Scholarship, given by Dr. and Mrs. Robert O'Brien, is presented to a young man who best exemplifies the character of John E. O'Brien. The 2003 recipient of the John E. O'Brien Memorial Scholarship is Paul LaFountain. The Woody and Susan Martell Scholarship. The Woody and Susan Martell Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to a deserving student in financial need who has participated athletically, who has attained good grades, who has been a good citizen, and who is pursuing higher education. The 2003 recipient of the Woody and Susan Martell Scholarship is Paul LaFountain. Winooski Education Association Scholarship. The Winooski Education Association Scholarship is presented to an individual entering the field of education in recognition of exceptional contributions to school activities and all-around excellence in academics. The 2003 recipient of the Winooski Education Association Scholarship is April Arnold. The Vermont Honor Scholarship. The Vermont Honor Scholarship, initiated by the Vermont Legislature, is presented to a student with outstanding academic achievement going on to college. The 2003 recipient of the Vermont Honor Scholarship for Winooski High School is Nathan Sucher. Leadership Scholarship. The Leadership Scholarship, sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to a student who has demonstrated outstanding leadership qualities and exemplifies positive attitudes. The 2003 recipient of the Leadership Scholarship is Arlene Scully. DAR Good Citizen Award. The DAR Good Citizen Award is given to a student who has the qualities of dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism. The 2003 recipient of the DAR Award is Amanda Viennes. Mayor and City Council Scholarship. The Mayor and City Council Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to two students who have shown the most improvement over the 4 years of high school. The 2003 recipients of the Mayor and City Council scholarships are Jordan Blanchard and John Lamont. Academic scholarships. The academic scholarships, sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, are presented to two students who excel academically. The 2003 recipients of the academic scholarships are Jamie Aldirai and Nathan Sucher. The Challenge Scholarship. The Challenge Scholarship, sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to a well-rounded, highly motivated student in the top 25% of the graduating class who has overcome obstacles in achieving his or her success. The 2003 recipient of the Challenge Scholarship is Bong To. PTO Scholarship. The PTO Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented to students who are pursuing a career in education and who have displayed community involvement through school or work experience. The 2003 recipient of the PTO Scholarship is April Arnold. Moose Lodge Presidential Freedom Scholarship. The Moose Lodge Presidential Freedom Scholarship, co-sponsored by the Loyal Order of Moose, Burlington Lodge number 1618, and the Corporation for National Service, is intended to reward and encourage activities that have a significant impact in meeting needs in the local community. This scholarship is awarded to a student who has demonstrated a sustained commitment of at least 100 hours of service in the past year. The 2003 recipient of the Moose Lodge National Service Scholarship is Arlene Scully. Regular Veterans Association Scholarships. The Regular Veterans Association Scholarships, based on need, are presented to a young man and a young woman who are continuing their education at the collegiate or vocational level. The 2003 recipients of the Regular Veterans Association Scholarships are Jamie Aldirai and Christopher Gagne. David Fritz Lister Scholarship. The David Fritz Lister Scholarship, co-sponsored by friends and athletes of Mr. Lister and by Dollars for Scholars, is awarded to a male or a female based on need, citizenship, and academic excellence, and athletic participation. The 2003 recipient of the David Fritz Lister Scholarship is Paul LaFountain. Friends of Winooski High School Scholarship. The Friends of WHS Scholarship is given to a student who has shown an overall commitment to and involvement with the high school in multiple and varying ways. The 2003 recipient of the Friends of Winooski High School Scholarship is Brittany Campbell. Robert S. Walker Jr. Award. In memory of Bob Walker, Winooski High School Class of 1996. This award is given by the Walker family to a graduate who exemplifies Bob's spirit of independence, developing maturity, and commitment to self-improvement. The 2003 recipient of the Robert S. Walker Jr. Award is Adam Huntley. The Rod Stone Memorial Scholarship. The Rod Stone Memorial Scholarship, co-sponsored by Dollars for Scholars, is presented in memory of Roderick L. Stone to hardworking individuals blessed with an inquisitive nature, a love of life, and a commitment to excellence and others. The 2003 recipients of the Rod Stone Memorial Scholarship are Hannah Doobie and Arlene Scully. Carol L. Kessler, RN Memorial Award. The Carol L. Kessler, RN Memorial Award is presented to a student or students who are in the upper 25% of the senior class and who have demonstrated a love of life, acted as role models or mentors to peers, and who, preferably, are intending to continue their education at any accredited post-secondary institution to pursue a career in healthcare or a related field. The 2003 recipients of the Carol L. Kessler RN Memorial Award are Nicole Kuruvu and Nikki Dion. The Jerry Krasno Memorial Award, given by the Krasno family in memory of Gerald Krasno, teacher and guidance counselor at Winooski High School from 1973 to 1998. The Jerry Krasno Memorial Award is given this year to 4 graduates who plan to continue their education, who have shown commitment to community service, and who have demonstrated an ability to overcome personal challenges with an upbeat, optimistic attitude and/or sense of humor about life in general. The 2003 recipients of the Jerry Krasno Memorial Award are Jamie Aldirai, April Arnold, Paula Fountain, and Bong To. This concludes the presentation of scholarships and awards for 2003. Mr. Karen, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ticehurst, President of the Board of Education for Winooski School District, I certify that the students seated before you have completed all the requirements for graduation from Winooski High School. Jamie Lynn Aldirai. Jonathan M. Aldirai. April Ivy Simone Arnold. Mitchell T. Bissonette. Jordan C. Blanchard. Randy H. Burnell. Brittany Lynn Campbell. Kyle Crete. Nicole Lynn Kuravu. Ashley Lynn Cushing. Nikki Lynn Dion. Hannah Doobie. Christopher Mark Gagne. Amanda D. Gaudette. Teresa D. Gainan. Kyle R. Goucher. Joshua Paul Greeno. Leanne Catherine Grigsby. Adam Lee Huntley. Paul LaFountain. John P. Lamothe. Angela M. La Riviere. Christiane Elizabeth Latulip. Cassie L. McLeod. Anne M. Pecor. Rachel Stephanie Paris. Jess Plosier. Tammy Marie Primo. Justin K. Russell. Arlene Joe Scully. Michael E. Shepard. Nathan Aaron Suture. Bong Gao To. Amanda Jean Viennes. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2003 from Winooski High School.